In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the windshield wiper fluid motor. It's in a 2008 Honda Civic, so it's any of that generation, which I'll put the years up here. It's relatively easy job to do. The hardest part actually turns out to be sourcing the replacement pump. Now, I tried to use like an auto parts store, and then eventually what I ended up doing was buying the whole reservoir off of Rock Auto because it was on closeout. Since it's on closeout, and that won't be necessarily an option for everyone, you know, your next best option would probably be to go to a dealer and just try to buy the parts direct. I didn't think about that until later. I don't really have a dealer that's conveniently located to get to. But that probably is the best option. Now, just real quick before we get to it, I'll show you how to do the pull it out. I'll show you how to replace, access underneath the cowl where the nozzles are at, and so that if the tubing is broken or clogged in that section, then how you can replace that. One thing I will note, just because I tried blowing on the tube to see, make sure there's clear passage all the way through the nozzles, and it is hard to blow on. That does not mean they're clogged. It actually just, the nozzles are very small. It doesn't let a lot of air through, and so it just feels like you're not pushing much air through. So don't consider that to be a sign that they're blocked. I would test the pump first, like I'm going to show you, and then if the pump fails, then that's probably the likely scenario, is that the pump's bad and that it's not that you have a clogged line. And then real quick, if you like the video, please give me a thumbs up. That does help with the channel, and I appreciate it. So let's get to it. So if you have to remove the wheel liner, I'm doing it on my driver's side. I don't see any clips here. There might have been a clip up here at some point. But a lot of times the clips are going to be this style here. So there's two flat spots you can go in with a screwdriver and pop out the centerpiece, and then the whole thing comes out, hopefully without breaking it. These ones, this style right here, you just have to pry. There's some special tools to help get underneath them and pop them out without breaking them. But if you were to do that and you take the wheel off, you'd just do enough of the wheel liner to try to expose the reservoir, and that way you don't have to take the whole wheel liner out. Alright, so my washer fluid is not working. It's full. Here's the pump. Luckily the wheel well liner has been removed already by force, so I have easy access, partly because I got a little boo-boo from somebody else who's driving. Alright, so here is the pump. Here's the harness. So one thing we want to check before just replacing the pump is that we're getting power. And the first thing for that is to check for the fuse, which I could not find. I looked in the fuse manual, looked at the fuse diagrams, didn't see anything for the washer pump. So what I'm going to try to do is check this here with the multimeter before replacing that. So one thing I noticed about this, one pro tip, is that you can spin this, a lot to help access the other side of the harness to help pull it off. Right now, mine's pretty goopy, so I was cleaning off a lot of junk around it, and now I'm just figuring out how to unclip it so that I can pull this thing off. I turn this down, and then you can press with the screwdriver here on this little tab kind of thing here, kind of pry this up, and then this slides out. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get 12 volts on these two tabs. That's pretty handy that they're tabs. Let's see if the pump is working. If it's not, which I suspect is the case, then I'm going to have to pull this out, drain out the fluid out of the thing, and then remove the pump. So first what I'm going to do, I happen to have a battery, car battery that's out of the car, and so I'm going to hook up some wires, and I'm going to just wire up really quick some crimp on some ends so I can clip onto this, and then plug the battery right into it and see what happens. I don't know which one's hot or not, but we can switch them around. All right, let's try that. Okay, here's the wires. I made up really quick. Just crimped on a couple ends, stripped the other side so I can plug these on to the pump and then touch these to the battery terminals. Of course, it helps having some little extra wire hanging around, the wire strippers, the crimpers. Makes this like a 30-second job. So let's go ahead and hook up the battery. The battery's here, the wires are here. Not sure if I can do this one-handed, but basically I'm just gonna touch the wires to the posts here, and then see if it works. Got some sparking, makes me think that the motor's fried, or these are arcing against each other, which I was a little bit worried about because they're kind of close to each other. So I'm just going to make sure that they aren't touching, just to be sure. Real quick, one more test. No, I think the motor's internally fried because of the way it's arcing on the posts of the battery. But I'm gonna try the other direction real quick. Yep, okay. I think it's fried. Replace the motor, drain this thing out. So I'm gonna get a bucket or something to catch all the fluid. How convenient. I happen to have a bottle of the fluid just kind of sitting around from one of my other cars. I just turned the motor so that the spout was facing down, and let's go from there. All right, to get this thing out, all you have to do is just really kind of tug on it and pull it out. You'll have some fluid remaining. If you do need to replace the tubing, this center cowl part just literally pulls up. You pull back the weather stripping on the edges here, and then here it allows you access to the top of the struts. There's a little door there, and then you just kind of pull on it, tug on it, get this free, and then you can check the nozzles and the lines to make sure that they're free of debris. Oop, I'm trying to, there's a center piece right there that's still held on, but yep, so it's not too bad. Okay, once you have the replacement part, I'm gonna use some soap water to help fit this thing in. Now, the new part has two pieces, so this fits into here, and then this slides. Not sure if it's better to have this thing installed on first. I'm kind of thinking about putting the grommet on and then trying to get the pump in, just the way the thing's designed. So I'm gonna dip this thing in, feed that into there, and I get this into the soapy water, feed. Let's see if we can just push this in. Oh yeah, there we go, it's in. Well, now it's easy. Hook up this line here. Now before I hook up this, I'm gonna get some dielectric grease and some electrical tape to help kind of seal it up. So I'm gonna dry this real quick because I dipped it in water. Not the whole thing, but hands were wet, so it kind of got wet around there. And then I'm just gonna clean this up and then put some dielectric grease. It's also called like bulb grease, but it says dielectric. This is like a grease that helps protect the connections from corroding. And especially where this is located, I think this is going to be pretty important. So I'm going to throw some of this on just into the end here, and then I'm going to tape it with some electrical tape to help just seal it even more. It's all done. I got fluid in there, check to make sure it's not leaking, so it looks good, and then I tried them and they work. Great success. Alrighty. thank you very much. I hope you found the video interesting. If you like to give me a thumbs up, please, I'd appreciate it. And if you like any more of the videos or just want to subscribe, I'd appreciate it. I have a random channel that does random stuff. So thank you.